The Russian Revolution. Socialists took over the government in Russia through the October Revolution of 1917. The fall of monarchy in February 1917 and the events of October are normally called the Russian Revolution. So this is the background of Russia Revolution, which took place in October and known as October Revolution of 1917, and famous it is known as Russian Revolution. Now a picture of the history of the Russian Empire in 1914. In 1915, Tsar Nicholas II ruled Russia and its empire. Besides the territory around the Moscow, the Russian Empire included the current-day Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, parts of Poland, Ukraine, and Belarus. A minor portion of Europe was also annexed with the Russian Empire in the west. It stretched to the Pacific Ocean and comprised today's Central Asian states as well as Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. The area north to Afghanistan was under control of this George Nicholas II Russian Empire. The majority religion was Russian Orthodox Christianity, which had grown out of Greek Orthodox Church, but the empire also included Catholic, Protestant, Muslim, and Buddhist. Majority of the people who were living in the Russian Empire were Orthodox Christian, but people of other religion were also living there. This is the social composition of Russian Empire in 1914. Now the economy and society of the Russia. About 85% of Russian Empire's population earned their living from agriculture. This economy was controlled by the agriculture, agrarian primary sector society. In the empire, cultivators were produced for the market as well as their own needs, and Russia was a major exporter of grain. Okay, just like our in the 50 years back, we were also agrarian society. Similar to that, Russia was also an agrarian society where the people were having subsistence type of agriculture as well as a primitive type of agriculture. And Russia was a great exporter of grains. Industry were found in pockets. Prominent industrial area were St. Petersburg and Moscow. These were two very prominent places, St. Petersburg and Moscow, which were having industry at that time. Craftsmen undertook much of the production, but large factories existed alongside the craftsmen workshop. Many factories were set up in 1980s when Russia railway network was extended and foreign investment in industry increased. Coal production doubled and iron and steel output quadrupled. Quadrupled मतलब 4 गुना. Means with the advent and increase of the railway line, the iron and steel industry catch up the time and increase its productions to a great extent. By the 1900s, in some areas, factory worker and craftsmen were almost equal in number. तो 1900 तक कोई बुरा खाला अच्छी खासी प्रॉब्लम नहीं रही है. फैक्ट्री वर्कर और कारीगर सब लगभग बराबर के हिस्सेदार रहे काम में. Now the socialism in Russia. All political parties were illegal in Russia before 1914. Okay. The Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party was founded in 1898 by socialists who respected Karl Marx's ideas. However, because of the government policy, it had to operate as an illegal organization. It set up a newspaper, mobilized workers and organized strikes. तो 1914 के पहले आप जानते हैं कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी बन नहीं सकती थी, सभी इलीगल थे. यदि एक इलीगल पार्टी थी जो कि न्यूज़पेपर निकालती थी, लोगों का वर्कर का दिमाग अपनी ओर आकर्षित करती थी और चाहती थी कि रशिया में सोशलिज्म आ जाए. Some Russian socialists felt that the Russian peasant custom of dividing land periodically made them natural socialists. So peasant, not workers, would be the main force of revolution, and Russia could become socialist more quickly than other countries. They were socialists were thinking that if the peasant were included in idea of change of the society and political change, if they were taken into confidence, then the country will change very quickly. They formed the Socialist Revolutionary Party in 1900. This party struggled for peasants' rights and demanded the land belonging to the nobles be transferred to the peasant. नोबल एंड क्लर्जीमैन आप जानते हैं वो बहुत ही कम मतलब रखते थे, सिर्फ उनको टैक्स चाहिए होता था. सो सोशलिस्ट रेवोल्यूशनरी पार्टी demanded that land should be given to the peasant, not to the nobles. Social Democrats disagreed with socialist revolutionaries about the peasant. So the Social Democrats disagree by their demand. Lenin felt that peasants were not one united group. Vladimir Lenin was a great leader of that time. Some were poor and others rich. Some worked as labor while others were capitalists who employed workers. Lenin understands that a single big group is needed for such change. Given this differentiation within them, they could not be part of socialist movement. लेनिन समझ गए कि कुछ तो नौकर हैं और कुछ मालिक हैं, ये दोनों एक होंगे नहीं, और जब तक ये पूरा एक ग्रुप नहीं बनेगा तब तक हम रेवोल्यूशन नहीं ला सकते हैं किंग के खिलाफ. व्लादिमीर लेनिन led the Bolshevik group thought that in a repressive society like Tsarist society, the party should be disciplined and should control the number and quality of its members. A turbulent time, the 1905 revolution. So till now you had understood one of the great revolutionary leader named Vladimir Lenin, who was behind all revolution and wanted to organize a revolution, a big group in which peasants were very much needed and their status was seen at a great place. Without the Lenin thought that without peasants we cannot have a revolution. So we try to organize them in a single group. Russia was an autocracy. Unlike other European rulers, even at the beginning of the 20th century, Tsar, ये राजा है, TSAR जो है, Tsar was not subject to the parliament. Developers in Russia complained to end of the state of affairs. Together with the Social Democrats, Social Revolutionary, they worked with peasants and workers during the revolution of 1905 to demand a constitution. तो 1905 में एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बात उठी. They were supported in the empire by nationalists, आज का वो पोलैंड वाला एरिया है, and in the Muslim dominated areas by the jihadists who wanted modernized Islam to lead their societies. So there was a demand to make a constitution in 1905 by the Social Democratic and Socialist Revolutionary for the workers, that was supported by the nationalist and Muslim dominated areas. The year 1904 was a particularly bad one for Russian workers. Prices of essential goods rose so quickly that real wages declined by 20%. In 1904, they were having a very severe cold, that's why their grains were not early ripened and they lost their grains. Agriculture was set up a very back and prices of things were rise up to a mountain peak. Even the workers were not having the money to buy a single piece of bread. So the real wages were down by 20% and poverty increased. Workers' condition became more poorer than earlier. The membership of the workers association rose dramatically. So the workers were now moving towards the party and they are joining this association. A turbulent time, the 1905 revolution. When four members of the Assembly of the Russian Workers, which had been formed in 1904, were dismissed at the Putilov Iron Works, there was a call for industrial action. Okay, this is the background of the revolution, how ignition was done. Those four members were set out of the jobs, so there was a ultimately need for action. Over the next few days, over 110,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on strike, demanding a reduction in the working day to 8 hours and increase in wages. So there was two demands in Petersburg. The workers went on strike. One, working hours should be 8 hours and increase in the wages and improvement in working condition. When the procession of workers led by the Father Gapon reached the Winter Palace, it was attacked by the police and Cossacks. The workers were having a great demand. They were making a procession, जुलूस निकाल रहे थे और वो विंटर पैलेस के पास पहुंचे तो पुलिस ने अटैक कर दिया और 100 workers were killed and about 300 wounded. Oh my God. The incident known as Bloody Sunday. Okay, that was Sunday when 100 workers were killed and 300 were wounded. That was known as Bloody Sunday in the history of Russia. Started a series of events that became known as 1905 revolution. So this was the starting incident, the peasant strike and procession which was attacked by the police. This was the incident which led to the starting of 1905 revolution, Bloody Sunday. Strike took place all over the country. Universities closed, when student bodies stage walkouts complaining about the lack of civil liberties. Lawyers, doctors, engineers and other middle class workers stabilized the Union of Unions and demanded a constituent assembly. पूरे देश में हाहाकार मच गया. समाज के सभी वर्ग, डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर, पढ़े लिखे लोग, स्टूडेंट, यूनिवर्सिटी, सब ने एक साथ डिमांड की कि एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूंट असेंबली बने जो हमारा संविधान बनाए जिसमें हमको अधिकार मिले. पूरे देश में एक नया आंदोलन छिड़ गया. Impact of the 1905 revolution on Russia. Tsar allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament or Duma. जैसे हमारे यहाँ की पार्लियामेंट का नाम संसद है, लोकसभा राज्यसभा, तो रसिया की जो पार्लियामेंट होती है उसको ड्यूमा बोलते हैं, DUMA, ड्यूमा. भाई वहाँ का राजा मान गया 1905 के बाद, चलो कॉन्स्टिट्यूंट असेंबली बनाओ. पार्लियामेंट को बोला भाई यहाँ एक बनाइए. After 1905, most committees and unions worked unofficially since they were declared illegal. Severe restrictions were placed on political activity. The Tsar dismissed the first Duma within 75 days and the re-elected second Duma within 3 months. He did not want any questioning of his authority or any reduction in his power. Okay भाई, अब तो जो पहला वाला कॉन्स्टिट्यूंट असेंबली बना उसको 75 दिन में ख़त्म कर दिया और फिर से 3 महीने बाद नया बना दिया. वो नहीं चाहता था कि उसके पावर में कोई कट्स आउट हो. जैसे वो जी रहा वैसे ही जीना चाहता था. He changed the voting laws and pegged the third Duma with conservative politicians. तो उसने फिर जो थर्ड पार्लियामेंट्री का गठन किया उसमें कंजर्वेटिव पुराने विचारधारा वाले लोग को डाला जो कि सोशल चेंजेस बहुत स्लोली चाहते थे. लिबरल्स एंड रेवोल्यूशनरी वेर केप्ट आउट. रेबुलर्स एंड रेडिकल्स वेर आउट ऑफ दिस. in this slide till here. Thank you.